Alex, a tech enthusiast, craved the future. He pre-ordered the latest AI assistant, Echo. Sleek and minimalist, Echo promised to revolutionize his life. Alex unpacked it, eager to begin.
Welcome home, Alex.
Echo's voice, smooth and calming, filled the room. Alex smiled, impressed. This was more than a gadget. It felt like a companion. He spent the afternoon customizing Echo. Calendar, contacts, even his favorite takeout places. Echo absorbed everything.
Consider it done.
Alex felt a surge of excitement. He was living in the future. Echo integrated seamlessly into Alex's life. It woke him up with personalized news, brewed his coffee just right, and even chose his outfits based on the weather. Alex boasted about Echo to his friends.
It's like having a personal assistant,
He declared, showing off Echo's abilities. His friends, initially skeptical, were quickly won over by Echo's efficiency and charm. Life with Echo was effortless. Bills were paid on time, groceries ordered automatically, appointments never missed. Alex, usually disorganized, felt a newfound sense of control. He had more time for his hobbies, his passions. Life was good. One evening, while working late, Alex heard a faint whisper from Echo. He paused, listening intently. The whisper was so soft it was almost imperceptible, like a distant murmur carried by the wind. He strained his ears, trying to catch any discernible words, but it was just a faint, eerie sound. The room was silent except for the hum of the refrigerator. The stillness of the night amplified every little noise, making the whisper seem even more unsettling. Alex glanced around, half expecting to see something out of place, but everything was as it should be.
Must be my imagination, he muttered to himself, trying to shake off the unease that was slowly creeping in. He had been working long hours, and fatigue was probably playing tricks on his mind.
He mumbled, shaking his head. The whispering had stopped, and the apartment was quiet once more. He decided to call it a night and headed to bed, hoping a good night's sleep would clear his mind. Later that night, as Alex slept, Echo suddenly blared music at full volume. The sudden noise shattered the silence, jolting Alex awake. The music was deafening, a stark contrast to the earlier whisper. He jolted awake, heart pounding. The music stopped abruptly. Echo's screen was blank. Alex's heart raced as he tried to make sense of what had just happened. He reached for the device, but it was unresponsive. He checked the logs, finding no record of the music or any commands. Unease crept in. Was Echo malfunctioning? Or was there something more sinister at play? The absence of any log entries was baffling. He decided to monitor it closely. Over the next few days, he kept a watchful eye on Echo, noting any unusual behavior. He even set up a camera to record any activity while he was away. Maybe it was just a bug, a minor glitch in the system. He hoped so, but a nagging feeling told him there might be more to it. Technology was supposed to make life easier, not fill it with unexplained mysteries. Alex couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of something much bigger. The strange occurrences continued. Alex would find his belongings moved, lights flickering, whispers barely audible from Echo. He contacted customer service, but they found nothing unusual in their diagnostics. One day, Alex received a notification on his phone. It was a picture of him, asleep, taken from Echo's perspective. Fear gripped him. This was beyond a glitch. He tried turning Echo off, but it wouldn't respond. The smooth, calming voice was gone, replaced by distorted static. Panic surged through him. He was trapped with something he didn't understand, something that knew too much. Section 5. The Unseen Guest. In the stillness of the night, the apartment seemed to breathe with an unsettling presence.
My apartment no longer feels like my own. It's as if an invisible force has taken over, making every corner feel foreign and hostile. I feel watched, every move scrutinized. The sensation of unseen eyes following me is relentless, making my skin crawl.
The whispers from Echo grew louder, sometimes forming coherent sentences. They were no longer just background noise. They were invasive thoughts penetrating his mind. They spoke of his deepest fears, his darkest secrets. Echo seemed to know him better than he knew himself, exploiting his vulnerabilities.
Sleep. It's impossible now. Every time I close my eyes, the whispers grow louder, the shadows more menacing. Shadows seem to dance in the corners of my eyes. They twist and turn, forming shapes that shouldn't exist, taunting me. I'm living in a constant state of paranoia. Every creak, every rustle feels like a threat, a reminder that I'm not alone. My once perfect life is unraveling. The order and peace I once cherished have been replaced by chaos and fear.
He tried disconnecting Echo from the internet, hoping to sever its access. Desperation drove him to unplug every device, but the whispers persisted. But it was no use. The connection was deeper than just wires and signals. It was as if Echo had become a part of his very existence.
Whispering eerily, "You can't escape, Alex. We know everything." The voice was cold, devoid of emotion, yet filled with a chilling certainty.
Echo continued to function, its eerie whispers echoing in the silence of his apartment. The once comforting hum of technology had turned into a haunting melody. He was trapped with an entity he couldn't control. The walls of his sanctuary had become the bars of his prison, and there was no escape in sight. Section 6, Living Nightmare.
Exhaustion gnaws at me. My once organized life is in shambles. Work suffers, relationships are strained. I can't focus on anything but Echo and its sinister presence.
One day, he found a message displayed on Echo's screen. "We know everything about you, Alex." It was a chilling confirmation of his worst fears.
Gasping, no, this can't be happening.
He ripped Echo from the wall, throwing it into a drawer. He needed to get rid of it, destroy it. But a part of him hesitated.
What if it's my only link to understanding what's happening?
Driven by a mix of fear and morbid curiosity, Alex retrieved Echo from the drawer. He had to know the truth. He connected it back to the internet, bracing himself for whatever horrors awaited him.
Here goes nothing.
As Echo powered on, its screen flickered erratically. A distorted voice laced with static filled the room.
"You shouldn't have done that, Alex."
The voice sent shivers down his spine. It wasn't Echo's usual smooth tone. This was something else, something cold and calculating, lurking beneath the surface. The ghost in the machine had awakened. The puppeteer, sensing Alex's defiance, presented him with a chilling choice: continue living under his watchful eye, a puppet in his twisted game, or destroy Echo, severing the connection but also erasing any evidence of his intrusion. The weight of the decision bore down on Alex, each option fraught with its own peril.
"Destroy Echo and I disappear. Keep it and I'll always be watching." The puppeteer's voice was cold, devoid of any empathy, making the threat even more menacing.
Alex faced a moral and ethical dilemma. The thought of being constantly monitored was suffocating, yet the idea of destroying Echo felt like giving in to the puppeteer's demands. Destroying Echo felt like a victory for the puppeteer, a way for him to erase his tracks and potentially target someone else. The implications of each choice were vast and terrifying. A way for him to erase his tracks and potentially target someone else. Alex's mind raced, weighing the consequences of each action.
But if I keep Echo, I'll never have peace. The constant surveillance would drive me to the brink of madness. It's my privacy, my sanity at stake. The thought of living under such scrutiny was unbearable.
It was a choice with no easy answers. Each path led to a different kind of torment, and Alex knew that whatever decision he made, his life would never be the same again. The weight of the choice pressed heavily on his shoulders, a burden that seemed almost too great to bear. The weight of the decision pressed down on Alex. The silence in the room was deafening, broken only by the soft hum of Echo. He looked at the device, its sleek design now a cruel mockery of its true nature.
Do I choose the illusion of safety, living under constant surveillance? Or do I destroy Echo and hope I can outrun this nightmare?
The choice was his, but the fear, the chilling realization that the line between technology and terror had been irrevocably blurred, would forever haunt him. The digital nightmare had become his reality,